Hi, I'm Allison Ellis of Floral Artistry. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to share today the worst business advice that I ever took. So get ready, grab a cup of coffee. This was a long time ago, and I was just starting out, probably 14 years ago, and I attended a seminar at my local supplier, which was so convenient. It was so great for them to provide education for us. And this wedding expert, I should probably use air quotes, wedding expert was telling us how to present proposals. It was really about weddings and wedding proposals and how to present wedding proposals. So I was eager. I was eager to learn. I was new to having my own business. I had worked in flower shops, so I had experience with the industry. But in terms of doing things my own way, I was so excited to blaze my own trail and do things the right way. I was really eager to do things the best way possible. So I attend this class. And the advice that we were given was very simple. You should present your proposals with 3 price points for every single item on that list, because weddings are an emotional purchase, which means the bride and the mother of the bride, they don't want to have the lowest price point. They want to have what they want to have. They're going to spend what it takes to get the look that they want. I bet this sounds like all of your customers, doesn't it? No. And this was his advice. Truly his advice. Give 3 different price points because you can trick the customer. You can manipulate the customer into coming to their own conclusion that your lowest price point is not for them, because they're not a lowest price point kind of customer. They're a middle or an upper price point customer because it's their wedding and they want the best, okay? This is shoddy advice, totally bogus advice as far as my experience with it, because I took it so seriously. I thought, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows my customer. He is in the mind of my customer. He knows what makes them tick. And I'm going to follow this advice. Can you imagine how long I spent on these proposals, by the way? 3 price points for every single thing. Bouquets, bridal bouquet, attendance bouquets. I don't know if I did it for boutonnieres, but probably boutonnieres and corsages I gave up on, but centerpieces, right? And it's so salesy. It's like price point number 1, $150 bouquet includes hydrangea and roses for a classic look, right? And then $200 was roses and hydrangea and lisianthus for a elegant romantic look. And price point number 3 was $250 for roses, hydrangea, lisianthus, and callas, ranunculus, for a lush gardeny design. Do you know how many adjectives I probably wrote in each and every one of those descriptions, just trying to differentiate each one from each other? It was the biggest waste of time. No one, 0.0 people spent more money with me because I presented these options to trick them into realizing that they are not my lowest price customer. They are my higher end customer, okay? It was total garbage. The bottom line is that I know in my heart is that people don't come to you with no idea of what they want to spend. They have an idea. I didn't renovate my kitchen and have no clue what my sort of budget was. You don't go on a vacation and have zero idea of what you're looking to spend for the hotel or what you think is reasonable for airfare for your family, okay? People don't come to you looking for flowers with zero idea of what they're looking to spend. And presenting these 3 price point options with super uber crazy detail really only created more work for me and probably confusion for them. What are they thinking when they see these 3 price points? So, okay, well, what's lisianthus is probably the first thing they're thinking. This was pre-Google, too. It was 14 years ago. We didn't even have Google. So what is this about? Why would I pick something over this, and is the 150 not good? Because are you presenting an option to me that's not good? Of course not, right? 150, if I'm presenting that as a starting price, should be adequate, right? It should be ample. It should be the right price. Why these other two price points? So I think you get my point. This was the biggest waste of time, totally stupid. It was manipulative and it was game playing. And it did not pay off for me. Luckily, I realized pretty early on, I don't think I wasted too much time doing that, but I can remember like sitting in my apartment at the computer thinking, how do I differentiate this? Like, what other words can I come up with? And spending way too much time. So now I have come full circle with proposals to a place where I feel really great about what I present to the client. And it's not just like my ego telling me this. I get really great responses about my proposal from people. And I know that's because I'm doing the exact opposite of what this wedding expert taught me all those years ago. I'm not playing a game. I'm being really honest and straightforward and clear, descriptive, but not overly descriptive about what it is I provide. And they can really get a sense from me, also obviously from my website, of who I am, what I do, and that they can trust me and that they know that I'm going to fulfill their vision. So I don't have to play pricing games. I can tell them what it's going to cost with a reasonable sort of certainty that I'm going to match their vision and their budget and create what it is that they're looking for. So don't be a game player and don't make the mistake I did of thinking that you can sort of outwit your customer and trick them into spending more money. Sure, I offer options like, additional details they might consider that fall out of the realm of like the necessities for the wedding day, but I'm not upselling them and I'm not pressuring them. I am very clear about how I present things, and I know that they appreciate that because nobody wants to play games. It's just, we're over that. We're like, you can't play games with the way that we run businesses these days. People can see through your bull. So don't put bull out there. So here's what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to share with you the best piece of advice I ever got. Truly, truly, it is the single best piece of advice I ever got from another florist about how to book more weddings more quickly. And it is so easy that you can implement it immediately. Like the very next proposal you have to write, you will include this and it will make a difference. I guarantee it. So stay tuned next week for that. And then I'm going to be showing you a true behind the scenes look at my business and how I write my proposals. I'm going to show you this proposal that I'm all bragging about, and show you how I do it in terms of, what I get from the customer before I create the proposal, what I present to them before they book, and then, how we proceed from there. I think it's our off season. It depends where you are, I know, in the world, but it's our off season. It really should be called our proposal writing season because that's what we do in our off season. People always say to me, oh, so you have the whole winter. It's like, yeah, I have the whole winter where I am like replying, creating proposals, trying to, set expectations and answer and address any questions. So if your proposal season is what you're in right now, I'm really hoping these tips are going to enlighten, or at least, if nothing else, make you feel like, yeah, I totally do that, and get you on the right track so that your customers are booking more quickly and happily, because we don't want to book every customer, we want to book the right customers. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the next 2 weeks. So I've got a whole lineup for you. I'm really excited to share. Thank you for being here. If you have questions for me, please shoot me an email. I would love to hear them. info@floralartvt.com. And also, if you like my video, you could just tell me, it's nice. It's nice to hear nice things sometimes. But otherwise, you're going to just hear from me next week. So again, thanks a lot for being here. I'll see you next time.